Carry a humble, teachable, and proactive attitude. What does carrying a humble, teachable, and proactive attitude have to do with improving one's ability to speak English? I remember reading the Korea Herald, an English newspaper in Korea, and seeing a feature going native. The feature was concerned with the uses of idioms and expressions and their explanations by a native speaker. I asked myself, can I really become like a native speaker? Can I really become native? The author writing the featured article in the newspaper said, no, but a non-native speaker can become fluent and go neo-native. I thought that's fair, but then it was a bit disappointing, putting a dent in my passion and zeal to go native. This was during my college years. Fast forward, and a little less than 3 decades have passed since then, and I ask myself, have I gone native? Or have I become neo-native? I don't know. Native speakers will make the verdict, but I personally feel pretty comfortable when speaking English. Does that mean that I know pretty much everything there is to know, such as words, idioms, slang, nuances, and the like? No way. I still stumble on words and make a mistake or two here and there, but they don't really crush me or shatter my identity as a speaker of the English language. That's what I mean by I feel pretty comfortable. How can I feel pretty comfortable and I still stumble on words or make a mistake or two here and there? It's because I carry a humble, teachable, and proactive attitude when it comes to language learning. This attitude applies to my learning of other languages such as Spanish, Burmese, Chinese, and Japanese. What do I do in order to carry this kind of a humble, teachable, and proactive attitude? I rebound well when I mispronounce a word or misuse a word. For example, words such as excuse me or rather or what I meant to say was can come in very handy when correcting yourself. We all make a mistake, even speaking in our own mother tongue. In other words, native speakers also err when speaking. And when they do, they rebound by correcting themselves. As non-native speakers of English, we need to learn how native speakers correct themselves. Correcting oneself is no fun, but it shows humility on the part of the speaker, and it is perceived well unless one constantly makes mistakes and corrects himself or herself. Correcting oneself right there and then after making a mistake shows not only your attitude of being humble, but it also demonstrates the attitude of being teachable. The moment you stop asking, being curious, and being willing to learn new things, you stop growing. I have a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. I want to be open to change, new findings, new insights, and new experiences. This applies to all aspects of life, not just language learning. For me, I want to continue to grow until the very last breath I breathe on earth. I know I have come a long way, now teaching in and running the doctor ministry program that offers the highest degree at my school, Central Baptist Theological Seminary. It's such an honor and privilege for me as a junior colleague to be able to work alongside wonderful colleagues such as President Dr. Molly T. Marshall, Dean and Provost Dr. Robert Johnson, and others who are established leaders in their own terms. I am pretty new to the post, having worked for close to just 2 years as the director of doctoral ministry program, and I have a lot of growing to do as an administrator and leader of the program. In the future, my name may become known to more people and I might be able to become a little more visible through publications and speaking, but that will not change me. I'll be the same person whose beginning was modest and humble. I have carried this attitude all my life, and I intend to do so for the rest of my life. People notice this attitude when you carry it. This attitude can be your attraction and strength since people don't want to be around those who are stuck up or conceited. I was able to form good relationships with many people through this quality and value of my life. When you get to spend more time with people, you definitely get to listen more and speak more. When you surround yourself with English-speaking people, or the people who use the language you try to get a good command of, you clearly have an advantage in terms of improving your ability to speak the language. In addition to being humble and teachable, you also need to be proactive if you want to improve your ability to speak English. You have to form good language habits, including active listening, active engagement in conversations, discussions, and classes, and reaching out to people with a genuine interest and authentic curiosity in people. You need to create space for others instead of being dominant or overbearing in conversations or academic settings. Whether a native speaker or not, if you are a content expert or a person in position or authority, you can develop a tendency to be in control, and in doing so, fail to create space for others. What does being proactive look like? It's about taking initiatives in reaching out to people. It's about being vulnerable by taking a chance or breaking the ice. It's about striking up a conversation with strangers. It's about being hospitable. It's about making space for others. For many of us, it's not natural to take initiatives, to be vulnerable, to strike up a conversation with strangers, and to be hospitable. That's why it takes courage to do all these things. I know I don't do all these things every time, but at least that's what I try to do. Also, for me, living a life of prayer and being filled with a strong sense of the presence of the Holy Spirit keeps me positive, spiritually attuned, and courageous, empowering me to do what I need and want to do.